So we know that there's only so much lithium, cobalt, and nickel on the planet, and much of it comes from countries like Russia and China. So I really get your point that it's important that we start recycling these metals and recovering them. And I am hearing now uh, in the news that they're talking about building a new lithium mine somewhere out west, I believe. And there's a lot of opposition to that, of course. We hear that all the time. So uh, tell us, is the battery recycling process able to recover all of those metals? And you mentioned that black mass. Does that include all of them? And how do you kind of separate them out? And can you actually integrate them back into batteries?
Sure. Yeah, great questions, great points there. So, yeah, and mining is still active, and what we're doing is essentially, in an effort to mitigate new or against new mining operations and some of the environmental impacts that we see from that. With that being the case, what we're attempting to do is really close the loop and put all those metals back into the supply chain. Those primary metals within a battery being lithium, nickel, and cobalt. And the recovery rate that we're looking for out of those metals in particular is 95%, where then those will go back into the supply chain as battery grade materials, which is vital. Now, again, this is an effort to mitigate against some new mining operations that would otherwise be necessary for the electrification that we're talking about. But it's not a total alternative to it, right? Because all we can do is recycle the batteries that are out there, but there are going to be so many more batteries that are manufactured over the next several years to make this electrification movement happen the way that a lot of us are envisioning it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know you just kind of talked about it, but is there an actual percentage of recycled batteries that a manufacturer can typically integrate into a new battery?
Sure. So there's going to be some variability there depending on the format of the original battery, whether it be a pack, a module, or a cell. So to break that down for you, if you can envision a large pack, coming out of an electric vehicle, well, that is what it is. It's a pack. Within there are modules then, which house a number of the individual cells that make the battery work at the end of the day. And depending on the overall content of material that we're getting in or the composition of it between other metals, such as aluminum, copper, and then also, some other material altogether, such as plastic, there's going to be some variability in terms of what ultimately, by percentage, is going back into the supply chain as battery grade. Now, again, when it comes to lithium, nickel, and cobalt, we're looking at a 95% recovery rate for that material in particular when it comes to what's put back into the supply chain for manufacturing of new batteries.